Let's talk some damn NFL Combine. All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus, and it's Combine time. Ready to see some future Vikings out there running the 40. I can't wait.
Hell yeah, I'm donning the hat of our origination, our first creation draft season. We love the Combine. We always have. Always tune in. Hell, I remember the Combine before it was even televised. That's how old we are.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Wow.
yeah. Early aughts.
Speaking of Combine, I went and looked up YouTube today the NFL Combine bloopers. I love watching those things. Go watch them. They're fantastic. I mean, I've seen all these things probably 100 times, and I still laughed my ass off at some of these.
Did they show it?
Yeah. You know what the best part was is, and it's got millions of views. It was a top 10 bloopers in parentheses. A man's wiener was the name of the video, but it's great.
That was like the size of 3 men's wieners.
It was 3 of yours. Before we get into that, remember, subscribe to the channel, like the video here every damn day, talking Vikings. Let's get to 6,000 subs. But in this episode, we're talking just offense. Yep. Offensive targets that the Vikings could be looking at.
Guys, they got to be watching closely at the Combine, which is just a few basically hours away at this point. I'm so damn excited. But let's hop into this. And I want to start with the guy who I still think he's viewed as a top of his position, but this is his chance to reclaim his throne with authority, put a stamp down. Zion Johnson's been getting all the buzz after the Senior Bowl, but let's not forget about the boy from Texas A&M, Kenyon Green. This guy is a beast. This guy is a horse. I just feel like he's gotten a little bit forgotten, but he's super versatile. He can play both tackle positions. Obviously, he can play guard. Very smart player, physical player, very, very quick, like a cat out of his stance. He's a very good run and pass blocker. He hasn't fallen, but I just think the Combine's a guy just to get the spotlight back on him, which I think Zion Johnson has stolen from him just a little bit.
Yeah, but I've seen mock drafts with Green going first. I've seen mock drafts Green going in the top 20. Mm-hmm. So it's always very dicey when it comes to guards. Even though the top ranked guard, somebody always seems to just sneak up there and get the pick.
Yeah,
and Green could be that guy.
Yeah, no, I think he will be still. I just think he just needs to remind people that he's out there.
Oh, he will. He will when he's in that very tight spandex, running his ass off. I'm going to a position that I don't think is an overly need, but Skye Moore, wide receiver, Western Michigan. And the reason I'm picking this guy is I've heard multiple people, draft gurus, I should say, talking about Skye Moore, how he is just going to absolutely put himself on the map. He is not getting the love he deserves. PFF is even saying he's like a top 30 guy, which maybe it'll happen. 5'10", 195, solid footwork. He's from Western Michigan. Creates space. He's smaller, but anything you read about him, violent. He is a little dude. He is a receiver, but he goes up and he gets the ball. He makes bigger cornerbacks look damn silly. And he's productive. 95 receptions last year, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns.
A violent receiver. That's very intriguing. I think you
violent small receiver, which gets me kind of excited. I like the underdog story.
Like Percy Harvin-esque. That I think you picked him because his name was Skye. Don't you lie to me here.
I didn't. Skye Moore I picked mostly because Renner from PFF was talking up so much. I finally went and checked him out, and I liked him. I liked him a lot. And Skye with 2 Y's, by the way.
2 Y's? Damn, that's ballsy. That's ballsy to drop a double Y at the end of your name. All right, I'm going to stick with the wide receiver, and I want to see what all the buzz is about Drake London. You know, all of a sudden you see him in these mock drafts. He's shooting the top of the boards. And it's for a good reason. I mean, his stats are pretty damn impressive. 160 receptions, 2,153 yards, 15 touchdowns. He's 6'5", 210. But I'm expecting like just a lights-out workout. The moment he gets there, surprise on the bench press, run a great 40, catch everything in sight. A Kelvin Johnson-esque performance I'm expecting to see from Drake London. And the Vikings wide receiver is kind of an underrated need for them. This guy truly is as good as everybody's saying, and he's there at 12. They have to consider it, especially we don't know what's happened with Adam Thielen yet, but he could be around much longer anyway. You got to know everything you can about this guy. So I'm going to watch Drake London and just see where all the buzz is coming from.
would be a shock if the Vikings took him at 12, but anything is possible. I mean, when you look at Drake London, anytime you see a player compared to Mike Evans repeatedly is usually a good thing. So I love me some Drake London, and I could see him going earlier than I could see him being the pants shitter pick.
I mean, look at the Jets, and they picked twice in the top 10. They could use a wide receiver, so that's definitely a target, an option for him.
I hope he doesn't go to the Jets. I like Drake London. I don't want that to happen to him. It'd be really, really mean. Let's see. Where am I going to go? All right, I'm going interior offensive line as well. Luke Fortner, Kentucky center, 6'4", 302. Played guard for a few years, moved to center. This is just a guy that's just technique. He's a very finesse guy. He needs to work. He needs to get some power to him, yes, but he's more of a developmental guy. He's a later round guy. Started a ton of games, played 2,300 snaps, 54 games played, only gave up 5 sacks in his career, 22 pressures. I like late round developmental centers because this Vikings new staff is going to prove that they can develop offensive linemen.
Yeah, the things that stuck out there, his size, his experience, and again, we got to look for people all throughout this draft, not just the first round. Vikings have a lot of holes to fill, and that's going to have to happen on day 2 and day 3, and a guy like Fortner definitely makes a lot of sense. I'm going to move over to the tight end position. Again, a need the Vikings are going to probably have to address. We don't know what's happening with Tyler Conklin. Maybe he comes back just due to the fact that it's a saturated tight end market in free agency this year, but I think they're going to have to draft one at some point. A guy I'm looking at is Jeremy Rucker at Ohio State, 6'5", 250. He's really underused at Ohio State. His stats aren't going to wow you, but when you got guys like Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave there, the tight end's not going to see a lot of targets, but he only had 54 career receptions, 615 yards. He did have 12 touchdowns, which shows he has a little nose for the end zone. But I got to see this guy, how he runs his route, how he's catching the ball. Is he a hands catcher? I think the biggest concern right now about him is his blocking. So how he gets off out of his stance, how he's attacking those pads is going to be pretty important to me. And I think what you got to decide, the Vikings have to decide on Rucker. Is he a day 2 or a day 3 guy? He's right now, he's kind of in that 3 to 5 round range. How he works out really determines where he's going to end up. So if he has a good workout, I think he maybe does sneak into the second day and a guy the Vikings could consider in round 3. I still think most of major needs would have to be pretty pick clean at that point if they go tight end that early.
Yeah, he's one of those guys I say is going to have a better pro career than he did in college just because they didn't really need him that much. And as far as his blocking, I don't give 2 shits about his blocking. I just want him to catch nice 9 to 11 touchdowns. And tight end, we're not talking about tight end as much as we probably should as far as what the Vikings need to add. So I'll have my sniffer out looking for him. I'm going with a guy mostly. I'm getting a little greedy here. I don't think the Vikings will actually take him. It's not a need, but I just love this guy. It's Dameon Pierce, running back from Florida. Senior Bowl. I mean, the guy is a brick shithouse. If you saw him out there playing 5'9", 220, tough as balls. He's a between the tackles type runner. He is not going to get fancy out there. He runs tough, and he's good in pass protection. Special teamer, averaged 5.5 yards a carry at Florida, and I just love watching the guy. I could watch him for days. I can't wait to watch him run his 40. I can't wait to watch him just do anything out there. He looks mean and looks like he is ready to beat some ass.
Yeah, unless the Vikings trade Alexander Madison or something like that, I just can't see them pulling the trigger on this draft on a running back. Again, they got 3 good ones right now. Not sure where.
What I said. I don't think they're going to take them. I just want to watch them.
You can watch them all you want.
Love them.
Good. I like that you love him. Maybe he'll run with his shirt off, and you'll be really excited.
Well, you never know. Vikings could just absolutely have him too much value.
But honestly, how many years do we see that? We think there's a position they're not going to take, and they go ahead and take it like much earlier than anyone expects. So that could be the case with your boy there. I'm going to go over to a guy we've already talked about a little bit, and I know Ellis Gregor definitely has talked about him, but it's Cordell Volson, the tackle guard from North Dakota State. 6'6", 319 pounds. He's huge. He had a great East-West Shrine game. I want to see him take the next step. Can he come to the big stage in front of everybody and wow again? I think he should. I mean, I expect him to work out well. Bench is one area I want to see how strong this guy is. But I also want to see how he moves because he's talking about moving him not just from tackle but inside the guards. How does he move laterally? How explosive is he? You're looking for depth all throughout this draft, and I think best case Cordell Volson is going to be a day 3 pick. How early on day 3 is the question, and how he performs in the combine will determine that. But we're going to need some quality depth of tackle because right now we don't really have that at all. I do not trust Blake Brandel, and I don't think Rashad Hill's coming back either. So a young guy like Bolson with some upside here gets me excited.
Let's be real. You like him because his last name's Volson.
No, I don't actually really like that name at all.
And he's actually played guard. I think he's played like multiple positions, like on each side. So yeah, I love offensive linemen that can play multiple spots. And I love the fact that his name is Volson.
Volson the Viking.
Volson the Viking. All right, I'm going quarterback. I'm going Jack Cohn. Notre Dame quarterback. They were cones. They were cones. 6'3", 217 pounds. Another guy that had a very, very good Senior Bowl. He played for Wisconsin, went to Notre Dame. I mean, to be real, career backup. I mean, maybe he has the potential to start sometime, but he's a backup guy. And I just want the Vikings to get in the rhythm of taking quarterbacks every damn year. And Jack Cohn, I just really enjoy him. He's got good arm strength. He's a leader. He's tough. He got his ass beaten at Notre Dame with their crappy offensive line. Just kept getting up, fighting. He's old school. He's a pocket passer. It's gonna be very interesting to see where this guy actually goes. We saw Ian Book going like round whatever, those Notre Dame quarterbacks, and Jack Cohn could be a guy that comes off the board much sooner than expected as well.
Sounds like the Rocky Balboa quarterbacks. Well, I'm going with another quarterback, a quarterback whose name sounds like he could have fought Rocky in one of those movies. Carson Strong, out of Nevada, 6'4", 215 pounds. Career stats, I mean, not super impressive, but 9,368 passing yards, 74 touchdowns to 19 interceptions, which shows very smart with the football. I don't doubt he's going to throw well. He's got a very strong arm, a pretty accurate ball. What I want to see with this guy is how athletic he is, because you look at the other top quarterbacks in this draft, Willis, Correll, Pickett, even in Ritter, they're all very good athletes. Howell, another one, they all can take off and run. That is not Carson Strong's really strong suit of his game. Bad pun there, but I just don't. I mean, he's kind of one of these guys who's elusive in the pocket. He can step up, he can avoid pressure, but I want to see how he runs because he could be slow as hell. But the Vikings have already shown interest in him. I think they interviewed him at the Senior Bowl. I don't know who was there at the time because we didn't have much of a coaching staff. But Carson Strong is the guy I'm going to be watching. Especially, I want to see that 40. I want to see just how he moves around a little bit because he's kind of the oddball out when it comes to those top six quarterbacks. But a guy I do like, and I watch him. I kind of got excited by him.
Well, you should tone your expectations on this 40, and all of a sudden I think he's going to be mobile since he's at the combine.
I don't think.
You know who else is an athletic? Jack Cohn. Jack Cohn, we're on the same page there. But yeah, I can't wait to see what that guy does. My final guy, going back to the offensive line, I'm going guard. Cole Strange, Chattanooga, 6'6", 301 pounds. Started 44 games. He is nasty, but he plays under control. Very, very smart offensive lineman, can get those defenders out of the way. Very good run blocker. And honestly, I mean, I think he could develop into one hell of a starter over time. And I love small school guards. I've made that very known. And Cole Strange fits the my man crush when it comes to draft prospects.
Oh, and what I want mean physical players, and Strange definitely fits that mold. So yeah, I almost put on my list as well. A guy I'm interested to see in where he's going to ultimately end up. To me, is a little bit of a head scratcher. Day 2, day 3, somewhere in that range. Obviously, it's not going to be later than that because that's all there is. He ain't going day 1. That's for damn sure. But I do like Cole Strange.
Stranger things have happened.
You're right. Tyson Alualu went 10 one year. No one saw that coming.
What a horrible pick. Those are our 10 offensive players. We're going to be doing defense. We're going to be talking plenty more draft. Let us know in the comments, guys, that you will be watching on offense. Don't get greedy. Don't do defense yet.
Yeah, save defense for the defensive video. Please, for God's sakes, it's the combine season. And remember this, March 1st of 2014, Vancouver banned the use of doorknobs in all new construction, private and commercial. How do they get inside places?